Hello, my name is Dariel, and I'd like to welcome everyone to the Tuesday World Meditation. This sacred time and space is devoted to our shared practice of entering stillness together and of giving together. And that sound you hear is my bird clock telling us that it's on the hour, so Nasi Navari Karam. Before we begin, let us surround and protect ourselves with the love and the grace of God. Before we go into meditation, I'd like to share with you that since encampment in October, I've been feeling very sober. The messenger's calling to us to recognize and respond to a greater need for the new message to reach a world that is waiting for it. And the two revelations, the confirmation and the great faith, have impacted me greatly and confirmed that I have great responsibility to up my game in advocacy and to get much more serious around my intention to follow knowledge to my people and my purpose, as there is no other answer for humanity. There is only knowledge and the need for knowledge and our service to knowledge. But I have to admit that I have fear when I look out at the darkness of the world. I recognize that there will be a great deal of pain and loss, and it will demand a great deal of us as students of knowledge to maintain our greater faith and serve in this new world. So I want to share with you a portion of the revelation that I've loved for years and listened to again and again when things begin to look darker than I feel I can handle. And this is the revelation, enduring love. So I'd like to share a portion of this. Your experience of love emanates from the deeper well of knowledge within yourself. It is the power and the evidence that you have a greater life and a greater intelligence within you. It is a love that emanates from the greater well within you, representing a deeper relationship with yourself, a deeper relationship with another, and with people everywhere. It is a kind of love that can withstand great upheaval and loss, a love that is not diminished as you face calamity in your life or difficult challenges or situations. It is a love not born of ambition, excitement, and attachment, but of a deeper recognition within you, a deeper resonance with knowledge within yourself, the greater mind that God has given you to guide you, to protect you, and to prepare you for living a greater life in the world. This love is stimulated by true recognition of another, by true compassion towards others, and by true empathy towards others. It is generated and inspired by the selfless action of others, and it arises when you are following the deeper presence within you, the presence and the power of knowledge. The world is growing darker and more distressed. You are seeing this now, occurring here and there with greater frequency. If you are sensitive to this and are willing to be with this, to consider this and to be compassionate towards this greater love will emerge, and it will tend to offset your own fears and trepidation. All of the anger and frustration that these events can arouse within you represent your own fear. Your fear of loss, your fear of disruption, your fear of losing privileges and wealth, your fear of oppression, your fear of disaster, your fear of death. So many different fears are aroused as you bear witness to the emerging events around the world, which represent the great waves of change that are coming to humanity. What will offset this growing sense of apprehension, anxiety, and concern, but the enduring love within you? Therefore, you must have the courage to face the great waves of change, even as they are emerging on the horizon, even as they are emerging today and tomorrow and in the days to come. Each is a challenge to you, calling you to be present, calling you to be aware, calling you not to cast aspersions and condemnation upon others or upon institutions or governments, but to be present. For being present is the first act of being real. It sets the stage for enduring love to emerge. If you can be present to another, regardless of their circumstances or their difficulties, you put yourself into a position to recognize their deeper nature, and with it, their own struggle for freedom, their own difficulty in gaining access to the power and the presence of knowledge. It is not coming to a situation and trying to be positive or negative about it. It is just being there with it. It is just being open, watching, and listening, looking for knowledge, setting aside your reactions, your ideology, your preferences, your fears, and your admonitions. Everything gets set aside to be present to the situation. This is an important exercise in focusing your mind and in exercising greater discipline over your emotions and reactions to people and situations. It is this ability to be present that represents real development in your spiritual awareness, understanding, and abilities. For if you cannot be present to a situation, then you are denied the great teachings these situations provide, the opportunity for knowledge to emerge and for you to experience the power of enduring love. Difficult situations bring out the best and the worst. You want to be in a position to have these things stimulate your strength and not your weakness. You want to face the world with this great strength that God has given you, this great power to see, to hear, and to know, to recognize others, and to change your course, your direction, whenever that becomes necessary. To be free to do this, to be free to respond to those relationships that hold the greatest promise for you, to be free to receive guidance from knowledge, to be free to follow knowledge as your first and primary commitment in life. Please join me now in a 30-minute stillness practice. Take whatever time you need to read your own step in inner stillness when you are ready. Nasi Navari Karam. While we're in this place of stillness, I'd like to share a part of the messenger's prayer. The last part where he prays for himself. He was praying for the strength and support from us to continue on after his ordeal with cancer in 2010. But his need now is even greater at this time. And he has made clear upon receiving steps to knowledge, he took on full responsibility to bring it to the world along with all the other revelations that he had received. But he cannot do it alone. And he prays for us to take up his burden as well. So this is the messenger's prayer. And I would like to pray for the messenger that he may have the strength and the courage and the assistance to bring this message into the world, to navigate the difficulties that will surely arise regarding this, that those who are called to assist him will respond, for he alone cannot undertake such a great mission. I pray that he will be recognized as a simple man and not given greater status than this, except that he is the messenger and that he alone has brought a new message from God into the world. For this is how all great messages are revealed to humanity and to all worlds in the universe. I pray that you will recognize him and value your relationship with him and see that it is a remarkable thing that you could know him in his time on earth, and that you in the future will tell others about your relationship with him and what being with him meant to you, and that you will represent him fairly and honestly and truthfully, without embellishment and without harsh criticism. I pray that the messenger will reach those who are meant to receive the new message and those who are meant to assist him in this mission, that they may be called out of their former life and into a greater responsibility and a greater relationship and destiny. I pray for these things for myself and for the world, for the people of the world and the people of the new revelation. I dedicate myself to this prayer, to following it and serving it and being its representative to the best of my abilities. The messenger must have witnesses, and the new message must be witnessed by increasing numbers of people. For this is how a new revelation is brought into the world. It is based upon the courage and the sincerity and the recognition of people from many walks of life, many nations and faith traditions. May the voice of the new message and the voice of the messenger and your voice as well be able to bridge into the world, a world that is waiting to hear a new revelation, a world that must hear a new revelation. The power and the presence that has restored me is within you and within those who are waiting to hear from you. For I call upon you to be a representative and to bear witness to the new message. I call upon you to speak from your own experience and to represent the power that has brought you this far and that will carry you further still. May the power and the presence bless us, and may we be with it so that we may feel this power and this blessing in our lives. Nasi Navari Karam. Let us spend a few moments together to be with Marshall and send him our love and strength and gratitude. Now see if there are any others in the world or in your life who need to receive this strength as well. If so, spend a moment sending strength or other qualities to these individuals. Nasi Navari Karam, thank you for being with us tonight.